Ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. This is the weekly close. Today, I'm yours truly, the one and only Coin Baron. And we're live for 2 more weeks, guys, and then I will be gone for 2 more weeks because I'm in Cuba. So we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin dominance. We're going to talk about the Dixie. We're going to talk about, of course, about Cronos and the Cronos chain. And I want to start with this though, because you guys, whenever I start streaming, you guys are super bullish for some reason on Bitcoin. So let's do a little bet right now. Let's do a little bet. Always when I start streaming, 9 p.m. Central European time, Amsterdam time, the Bitcoin price is going up. You guys come in, start buying Bitcoin. So what we're going to do right now, little test right now. We're going to start with a $10 10x leverage trade for Bitcoin US dollar. So let's long this right now. This is on Fulcrum, by the way, on Cronos ZK EVM. So we pay $10 to trade $100 basically. But this is quite risky. But anyways, guys, we might win $10. We might lose $10. Let's see. It's a bit of fun today. I see a lot of cool people, by the way, coming in right now. I see Jimmy. I see Andrew. I see John. Smash the like button. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Don't forget to smash the like button. I see Jason coming in as well with the Crow. I see Club Crow. So many cool people from the Crow fam. So right now, guys, we have a 10x long opened. And honestly, normally, guys, I do not like to trade with leverage. But right now, it's a bit of fun, right? I do have to say, it is quite risky to start a trade right now at this range, because we have pumped quite a bit just an hour earlier. So you can see we pumped about, what is this? Well, 32.32%. It's not the most, of course, but hey, it's something. So many cool people coming in right now. Hello, good evening. Hello, Andrew as well. There we go. Guys, don't forget to strap in. Today, as mentioned, we're going to take a look at this. We will check in every now and then. And right now, we have 1 cent in the loss. Oh no. We'll see. It's only $10, right? So we'll see how much we can actually win or lose at the end of the stream. So that's for Bitcoin right now. And let's go to the Bitcoin chart, guys, because honestly, it has been quite interesting what has been happening this week. Overall, I am very, very, very bullish about Bitcoin. Things are looking very good. We had a good retest on the range last week when we closed a lot more beneficial than I thought. So last week, I thought, well, we could actually go down, but we didn't. We didn't. Oh no. Wait a minute. Give me 1 sec, guys. My suspender flew off. Cuckoo, Mantic, cuckoo. Suspender is... Oh, ouch. Ouch. Just flew off here. Ah, Jesus. You don't want to see this. There we go. Ah, suspender is back on, is it? Yes. I think so, yeah. Looking nice and dandy. Looking nice and dandy. So let's go back to Bitcoin, right? Hello, Edward. Hello. Anyways, overall, guys, the setup is really beautiful. This is the right technical move we've made. Retest, test it again, go above it, go below it again. And right now, it seems like we are escaping. The week is about to close in about 4 more hours. We're always trading Greenwich time. So I expect a lot of good stuff right now for Bitcoin this week, but also next week and the upcoming weeks. We can also take a look at the historic data, guys. If you haven't seen that yet, Q4 and also October is potentially, normally, I mean, very, very bullish. Johnny as well. Hello. Oh, volume is bad. Oh no, that's not good, Blake. What's the issue? Ah, the volume for Cronos. I thought the stream volume. So why is the volume bad, Blake? That's a good question. We can take a look at the, the next part really for stream, because I think, Blake, it all has to do with the Bitcoin dominance. So we do see Bitcoin US dollar is doing great. But if you go to Bitcoin dominance, there we go. Bitcoin D. You can see, guys, it has been quite the week. We almost traded at 60% for Bitcoin dominance. So right now, Bitcoin is king. Bitcoin is king. We can see that not only for Cronos, but we can also see that for Bitcoin versus Ether. ETH. Bitcoin versus ETH. Everything right now is going down versus ETH. So it makes sense to trade Bitcoin and not to trade Cronos. That's the real truth right now. Doesn't mean that it's not interesting for the longer term plays to actually get into some altcoins. I actually think right now, guys, versus Bitcoin, altcoins are very, very cheap. Very, very cheap, guys. Mr. Club Crow, welcome. Welcome. Blake as well, welcome. Good question, though. So everyone right now is trading... Everyone is trading Bitcoin. No one is trading Crow. We can take a look, though. Is it... Mr. Blake, is it like the chain? The Cronos chain? Or the Crow coin? Because both have low volume. That's the honest answer again. The total 2 looks good as well. Is the total 2, Edward? Is that like with or without ETH? I think that's without ETH, right? So Bitcoin dominance, guys, I do think though, this will end up soon, very soon, that we make a switch. Because why? Well, we have some resistance levels here. So we can see, we draw some lines. This was the first resistance level here. And we actually flew past that one. We're above it right now. But the second one is just above it. And that's at 60%. That's about 60% level. Here it is. That's why I do think at 60% is probably our max. We might actually go a bit higher next week. I can see that we have this big move, guys, for Bitcoin versus the US dollar. And that Cronos, ETH, Solana, Sui, they are also moving, but not as quick as Bitcoin. And that is when Bitcoin dominance is going up. Well, it's mainly for the Crow coin, but again, both as well. The other coins around it market cap have way more volume. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, guys. So what Blake is saying, if you take a look at the coin market cap, for example, let's go to coin market cap. Cronos is about top 50, top 50, top 50, top 50. And you see, this here is the market cap, about 2 billion. And next to it, you see the volume, about 5, is that million? $5 million in volume for Cronos. If you compare that to the one above it, which is 10x the amount of volume. So 50 million volume for Mantle. Or below it, you can see Phantom with 100 million of volume. So a lot more, guys. How can we explain that? Well, I don't know. Honestly, it has always been like this for Cronos. It has always been like this for Cronos. There's not much trading for the Crow coin. We are real hodlers. I think, guys, are you hodling or are you trading with your Crow? Personally, you don't need that much Crow. You might need a little bit of Crow to make use of the Cronos chain. But honestly, other than that, there's not much movement. There's not much movement. It's a stable coin, so not much volume there. If you want volume, I think you can take a look at, for example, meme coins. Bonk, 100 million here. Here, it's a stable coin. That's why there's so much volume. Doc with hat, $300 million. That's almost 100 times the volume of Cronos, guys. Almost 100 times the volume. Crazy, isn't it? What else? I have to say though, Stellar, only 30 million, not that much more than Cronos. Caspar, 33. ICP. Who is trading ICP? I've not really seen any people really trade this coin, but anyways, it's still top 25, kinda. Interesting, this one, Blake. So Unuset Leo here, also an exchange coin, also has a very low trading volume, very low trading volume. We're talking about 8 million, still double Cronos. Well, it's top 20. What else do we have? Let's take a look at BNB. I think BNB might be interesting. Well, BNB is, of course, a top 4 coin. There is quite a lot of volume for BNB. Okay. Well, Cronos, guys, has some work to do. Cronos has some work to do. Might be with the chain, might be with some more marketing, might be with general price movement, right? Price movement will help Cronos. So we had a question or comment here by Jake. I got nervous, though, when Crow dropped out of the top 50. Some good news, though, John. That was only on CoinGecko. On CoinMarketCap, we're still top 50. And I think we will be. This is... I want to go back, guys. So this is not my first dance with Cronos, right? If you're new to the channel, guys, I'm the Coin Baron. I've been in crypto since 2017. I did my bachelor thesis about crypto, about smart contracts. I'm all in for the tech. And I found out about Cronos coin, of course, because of the exchange, because of the cards. I think everyone in here probably saw the cards or saw crypto.com and then got into... How did you guys get into Cronos, right? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, guys, in the chat. How did you get into Cronos? Personally, for me, it was the cards. The cards were the big deal. And for me, still are. Great utility. But back then, guys, also Cronos was going basically out of the top 50. So this is not the first time that Cronos is being outperformed by other coins. And that will be the case. Cronos is not the most sexy coin. It is not a dog with a hat. It's not a bonk. It's not a Pepe. It's not really sexy coin, is it? It's a coin that you can get if you have a card. You can sell it. You can trade it. But you don't need much of it, do you? You don't need much of it. The Cronos chain is also the same. It's not really a sexy chain, isn't it? You can take a look. On the Cronos chain, guys, we can do this. We can go to Fulcrum. Oh, hey. Oh, you can't see the chart right now. But this is Fulcrum, guys. And I just want to say this. I see a green candle. And if you guys are just tuning in, the beginning of the stream, we opened to long here. A 10x long for Bitcoin US dollar. Because always, when we start the stream, you guys start buying Bitcoin. And yeah, today again. So far, guys... 3 cents. We are 3 cents in the plus. Not too big, not too big. Anyways, going back to the topic, guys. Going back to the topic. It's not that out of the ordinary that we are dropping right now. There are more sexy coins, but Cronos is always that nice and steady player. And in the end, just a question to you guys again. We always had those. Okay, this is more me personally. We always had like the crazy girl in your class, looks beautiful, but you know it's not really the actual relationship material. Looks fun, looks beautiful, but in the end you want to choose the stable party, right? Choose an actual lady, and Cronos is my actual lady. I could marry that coin for real though. It's a stable coin, but it's honestly though, tech is stable, team is stable, utility is stable. Just the time has to come for it. Anyways, my little rant here, guys. My little rant here. Don't think I'm really in love. I'm a bit in love with Cronos, not gonna lie. Mr. Solid Snake, welcome. Solid Snake. You're still waiting for the Mary coin to be listed? Me too. Do you think the LP for Crow, ZK Crow, is a safe investment? I think so. Johnny Joe asks, I think so too, Johnny. I think the ZK Crow is basically one of the most safe investments you can do. We can take a look, guys, if you haven't heard about it yet. If you haven't heard about this, you can go to H2 Finance. There we go. H2 Finance, there you have farms. Discover farms. Here you have the ZK Crow farm, which currently offers you 22%. And this is a stable coin pair, kinda. It's like Crow versus Crow, so there's not much risk. I would say, guys, in general, it's a decent option. If you have Crow, go use this farm. So the question here by John. I hope the SEC case doesn't hurt CRO. I think it already hurted Crow a bit, right? Crow got a big dump on the day that we actually got listed, right? Or not got listed. When we got the Wells notice. We can take a look for the CRO chart, guys. We can take a look at the CRO chart here. So did CRO get a dump? I think so. Oh, wrong one. CRO definitely got a dump here. So we go to the daily. I need to remove this. So this is for my last video. I think honestly, guys, looking at this chart, there is not much resistance. If we have an actual good green day for Cronos, it's gonna be a big candle like here. So within only a few days, there will be this big green candles that just blast through all kind of resistance levels. So that's my my take for CRO. I can zoom in on that later. But this was the SEC case here. This was the SEC case. We dropped about 17%. 17%, I think. Or was it this one? It might have been this one. Yeah, it's actually this one. Not 17%, but we actually went down about 10% though for the SEC case. So I think it's already, you know, priced in. It's priced in by now. Also, Solid Snake, I think he's from Italy because he's asking about Italy's new proposal for crypto. 42% for crypto. Is that for crypto gains, or how does it work in Italy? What about your country? How much do you have to pay? So here it's a bit different. So we, yeah, it's I think 33% of your total assets. So if you own an additional house, so your first house is free, but a second house, a third house, a fourth house, or Bitcoin, or a lot of cash, you basically pay 30%. You pay 30% on all those holdings, on all your assets. So it's not that much different, I guess. No, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, not 30%. You pay, no, it's more like you pay 15%. I'm sorry. It's more like, actually, I'm doubting right now. It's hard math. Basically, you have to pay for the potential gains that you can have on that asset. So if you actually got a house, they assume you can rent it out. So you got to pay for the assumed rent of the house. And it's the same for Bitcoin. So they assume you'll make a profit of about, I think, 8%. So you pay, I think, 50% of that 8% as tax. It's a bit of a strange mechanism. So Ron got in with the cards back in 2020. Beautiful, beautiful, Ron. Me too. 2020 was a beautiful year. Got into CRO though when I think in 2019, just after the MCO swap. In Romania, we only have 10% taxes, Edward say. 10%, beautiful. I might need to move to Romania. I have a lot of colleagues from Romania. They live in shit. I forgot the name. A smaller city in Romania. Smaller city. Smash the like, yes, definitely, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. Big shout out, by the way, to Edouard from the Croginal community. Seems. Did you participate, Edouard, in the Retro 404 mint? If you guys don't know, they have a new platform for Retro 404s. So if you haven't heard about 404s yet, it's a new cool token mechanism, really. So if you haven't heard about it yet, Retro or 404s is kind of a hybrid between a token like CRO or Bitcoin and an NFT. So basically you get a token with an actual picture, or well, of course, an NFT doesn't have to be a picture, but normally it is. So right now you can get basically the NFT with the value of a token, which is kind of cool because then also you can make liquidity pools. So for your, well, DeFi degens out there, that's a really cool mechanism. Really cool one. Adrian coming in as well. Adrian, CRO's a big crap. I want to know why, Adrian. Where did it go wrong? There we go. Very sold CRO for Litecoin. Will continue my hold for the Visa code though. Nothing beats the card. I was too heavy in Crow. Cashback goes straight into Litecoin. So you're balancing it out right now, Varys. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Make sure you got a nice basket. Make sure you got a nice basket. And the cashback goes straight into Litecoin. What makes you so bullish about Litecoin, Varys? I think I asked it before, but what makes it so bullish for you? I've heard some news story about, I think, a partnership with an ATM dealer or something like that. Litecoin. I've seen those Litecoin, what is it called again? You've got those Litecoin ATMs. You can really go to an ATM and you can get back some Litecoin, which is pretty cool. Oh, wait a minute. Canada has 60% capital gains taxes. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch, guys. Ooh, Edouard is in the Croginal project from day one. There we go. Good stuff, guys. I've heard you got about 1,500 holders. One of them is me on Cronos EVM. One of them is me. Hey, Wade, welcome, dude. Don't forget to strap in, man. And don't forget to hit the like button. So, if you guys are just tuning in, we started a little cheeky... oh, wait a minute. That's not good. We opened a long here not that long ago. And right now, it seems it's not going that well for a little long here. Normally, you guys pump the chart for Bitcoin. Always, guys, we start this stream 9 p.m. Amsterdam time. But right now, Bitcoin is dumping a bit. Interesting. It was only $10, guys, for the long, so not that interesting. But normally, if you go use a platform like this, do not forget to set a stop loss. If I lose $10, it's fine. But hey, $10 is $10, right? $10 is $10. There we go. Chicken taco, thumbs up, everyone. Don't forget to do that. There we go, guys. Okay, so let's talk a bit more about Cronos, because I do want to talk a bit about prices, guys. I still want to talk about the DXY today, the DXY a bit more. And I want to talk a bit more about Bitcoin dominance, of course. So let's get me the charts ready. But first, I don't put my gains into the bank. I put it back into Bitcoin. There we go, John. Sharing some wisdom here. Bitcoin. Always a good choice, isn't it? So some people, welcome by the way, Kairos. Good to see you, man. Some people say they lock up Crow for 1 year for 20%. That was in April, so they will sell April next year. What will it be the price of Crow by then? I don't know. Was it in lock in April or earlier? I think a bit earlier even, Kairos, wasn't it? I forgot. I don't know though, man. I don't think that people that locked up Crow for a year were like, hey, this is a great time to actually sell. I think back then the prices were even a bit higher. I think you could actually buy Crow at about 12 cents or 13 cents. So I don't think they will sell if the price is below that. Potentially though, we'll see. I don't think so. They might sell the 20% gain though. Who knows? Will you sell, Mr. Kairos? I will hold on. Oh, Bitcoin is dumping. Mr. Puma, welcome. Welcome. I think though, if you ask me, what will be the price of Crow? What will be the price of Crow next year in April? It's a hard call, man. It's a hard call. It's a really hard call. I think we'll be above these levels here. And my personal take, near April, that's kind of early still for the bull cycle. That's kind of early if you ask me. But I think we will be in the next band. So this is the pre-bull band, guys. The pre-bull band here. This is my rainbow chart for Crow. We're still in the pre-bull band. I think we might see another touch here. We might be here for some time. But in April, I think we have to be at least here at this point, which is about 16 cents. So that's not too high. But it can also be here. So this is the band. It's a really big band. So yeah, sorry. My personal take is that in April, we will be probably at about, what is it? in between 15 and 40 cents. That's kind of my take. And only then, guys, we can start to prepare. So what is a potential scenario like? I think it can be something like this, right? It's going to be a big boost, then down a bit more. Try to recover a bit, retest, maybe even go down a bit more, then up again, retest, and then go up. That's potentially something that could play out here for CRO. It's all about the bands, guys, and resistance. 40 cents is interesting. So going to be very interesting what's going to happen at these price levels. 40 cents is like the old 20 cent level here, according to the logarithmic bands here. Oh, wait a minute. Ron actually locked up in May already. May for a year. But he thinks the next bull run will be in September. I have the same idea, Ron. About September 2025. About a year's time. I honestly believe, I honestly believe a lot of people in this chat room here are going to be millionaires in about a year's time. There we go. By the way, Varys, I love to see you with a nice check mark here. Ladies and gentlemen, Varys is our moderator on the channel here. So don't say anything dirty. Mr. Varys will use the ban hammer. But I think so too, Mr. Varys. I think, honestly, if you go take a look at the actual lawsuit, the defense of Crypto.com versus the SEC is looking very, very good. But next week, I do want to talk a bit more about the US election. Unfortunately, I will miss the US election, so I can't. I wanted to do like a nice little live stream, but it will be in Cuba. But I will talk a bit more next week about the election. But really, guys, if Trump is going to win the election, I do think the SEC will change. It will change. I think the tone will change, but also the leadership will change. I do not think that Gary Gensler will be there for another term. So I think that many of the lawsuits will just be dropped. Like, it's done, right? I think it's not worth to put in any more energy at that point. But we'll see. We'll see. I think Crypto.com will win, and it's going to be very, very good for crypto. So let's hope, guys, that Crypto.com is taking one for the team here. Sui announces AI integration. AI integration. Anyone is doing AI these days, aren't they? Oh, I heard it, witnessed. I heard it. Cuba has no power right now. So yeah, no streams, guys, from Cuba. It's actually pretty bad. So of course you guys might have heard the news about the Hurricane Milton. And yeah, it's in the same area kinda as where Cuba lies. So it's hard to actually get in supplies, including oil, what I heard at least. And in general, Cuba has had a hard time with power. They're expanding, I have heard. Like, they're building new businesses, but power is just old and they need to work on that. So no power, no fun. But I think I will have a beautiful holiday there. Just relaxing with Mrs. Coin Baron, or the Coin Baroness. I still need to work on her account. Guys, soon, after our holiday, I think we will see the Coin Baroness in the stream here. Or at least in the chat. I hope so. Jason says that Trump has said that he will remove Gary Gensler day one. If he wins, I hope he will actually keep his word. I hope he will keep his word. You might not want to go there. I think I still want to go there. I think they will solve it. I will go there in about 2 weeks, so I hope they will solve the major issues. I hope to get the supply lines running again. We'll see, though. It's a beautiful country, though. I've heard, man. I've heard so, too. Thanks, though, for the warning witnessed. Yeah, normally, guys, actually, we have a viewer from Cuba, V8. But yeah, potentially we can't watch right now because of the power outages. What's in the news here? In the global news. Andrew is also hoping that Crypto.com will crush them. Beautiful. So any news though, Kairos, about the AI integration or just, you know, the typical stuff? Anyways, so guys, Cronos rainbow chart, always a good one to talk about. Let's take a quick look at what all Bitcoin long is doing. Bitcoin long is dumping right now. It's dumping quite a bit. Unfortunately, I was kind of afraid for this because normally when you had those big pumps like this here, you often see like a downward move. But you guys are always so positive. Not today though. Not today. Let me remove this quickly, guys. Looking at the profit net loss though, it's only 9 cents. So I think next time I will actually go a bit higher. On the platform, you can do crazy longs. You can do crazy longs up to 100 for this one. Yeah, you can go insane mode, 100x. So if there's 1% move, up or down, well, that can change your complete portfolio. But for now, guys, we're just using a 10x, which already is quite insane if you ask me. There we go, though. So Puma is looking forward to the elections. Just be done with it right now. Give us some stability and direction for the market. Me too, dude. It doesn't... Honestly, guys, so looking back at the previous elections, so Bitcoin started during Obama. So Democrats. Then we had, of course, Trump taking over, bringing us some Republicans. Then we have Biden taking over, going back to Democrats. So it doesn't really matter, guys, if we have Democrats in power, if we have Republicans in power. Crypto will pump no matter what. I think the halving cycles are more important than the White House. But still, though, this is a narrative that people use to actually base their fundamentals on, right? For some reason. I think so, though. I think that what Puma says is right. What Puma says is right. They just want to know what's going to happen or what's not going to happen. Stability is more important than who's in the White House. Kairos is asking opinion about Mary. Well, I honestly don't own any Mary right now, Kairos. I got a big bag of, well, not big bag. I got an airdrop by David in the early days. I'm bullish on David, more or less. I'm more bullish on David. Of course, David also has made mistakes, unfortunately. Quite big mistakes. In general, though, I tend to be more positive than negative about the project. I think in general it's good. The Ghost is great for Halloween, but also Mary is going to be great with Christmas. So in general, I don't know. With the seasons coming, with the seasons Halloween and Christmas, Mary is going to perform quite great because of the name and because of the logo. So honestly, I short-term bullish. But will it be the biggest one on Cronos? I think, honestly, guys, we still have to see the coin. The coin that is going to boom the markets for Cronos, for the Cronos chain, has not been born yet, probably. It's my guess. Or potentially. I'm also bullish about a few other projects, but well, we'll see. Beam Season 2 will come eventually. Indeed, indeed. I agree. So, finally, a little bit of a pump again for Bitcoin. Guys, let's talk a bit more about the DXY right now, because honestly, it's, I think, the most important narrative that not many people are talking about. And I always say, you don't need to beat 99% of the market, guys. You don't need to beat 99% of the market. You don't. Just beat 90%. Beat 90% and you'll be very, very rich at the end of this bull cycle. And to become knowledgeable enough, you need to learn about social statistics, you need to learn about a bit of charts, you need to learn about macro, and then you are more knowledgeable about crypto than 90% out there. So let me get the DXY, which by the way is the dollar index, guys, the dollar index. Let's go to the weekly, because on the weekly we can see the most interesting moves. Not drawing right now. It's hard to see. Let me go to auto fit. Yeah, there we go. interesting week, guys. Interesting week nonetheless. So, of course, last week or 2 weeks back already, we had this big reversal here on the DXY, which, by the way, is the dollar. So, dollar versus other coins like the yen, like the pound, like the euro. So, right now, the dollar is getting stronger again. Why is that? Why is that? Well, other coins, like, for example, other currencies, like, for example, the euro, have been doing more rate cuts recently. So the European Central Bank, ECB, decided to do another rate cut last week because, honestly, European inflation has been going down to below 2%. And 2% is the target. That's the interest target or the inflation target for the European Union. So the ECB lowered its interest, and we haven't heard a word yet about the federal bank, or the Fed, really, regarding their interest rate decision. I think, though, when it comes, and it might be priced in already, but it will come, and it's most likely to be going down again. So interest rate will be lowered for the dollar, which is going to mean that also this is probably going to go down soon. The big question, though, is, guys, will it break this average here? This average, guys, is a 200-week average. In crypto, not really interesting, but for Forex, so currency trading, it is very, very important. You see here, break of the 200-week means a big break. Here, break, big break. Pump above, let's go. So this average is very important typically. And we talked about this, that it will go down soon. And I still think it will go down. It's only a matter of time because we have to wait on the interest rate cuts. DXY should be going down with all the money printing. Exactly, Andrew. It's all about quantitative tightening versus quantitative easing. And I think that quantitative easing is more likely than anything else. So that is also very good, guys, for Bitcoin. We can actually overlay these two. And you can see every time that the DXY is going up, it's typically not good for Bitcoin. But whenever the DXY is going down, it is very good for Bitcoin. And sometimes you can even learn to see the top. So you might remember, we topped out for Bitcoin, I think here. And about the first move for Bitcoin, that was in the April time frame. That was when the DXY was in its lowest since 2018. So really, guys, it's a bit cyclical, of course. It will go up, down, up, down. But right now, it is relatively very high. Relatively very high for the dollar. So we can go down a lot more if you start to zoom out. Interesting though, isn't it? It's not that I'm very bullish, by the way, on the euro. Honestly, I am living in Europe and I do use the euro daily. But the strength of the European Union is it's changing. I'm not really fond of the direction personally where we are going with the European Union. It's becoming more of a solitary state. So it's everything about the country again instead of the union, which is not great for the euro as a currency. But we'll see. Just my 2 cents here, or my $2 cents. So US dollar index, this is looking okay. Right now, it's still pumping, might pump even a bit more. But in the end, I think it will go down. Maybe near the Christmas period. That's my guess for now. It's my guess for now. But sometimes, guys, you can see it can take a long time at these averages as well. It can take a very long time. So it's not like a swift move always. We'll take a look though. When it breaks, we'll take a look when it breaks. Might even be that again, also for the US dollar index, that the Trump administration or the Biden or the Harris, that will make also a difference regarding the direction for the market. Anyways, Cronos. What about Cronos, guys? Because we talked a bit about this as well, the Bitcoin valuation of Cronos. And we set lower lows. We set lower lows for Bitcoin versus Cronos. And honestly, it is brutal. It is absolutely brutal what we have seen. Right now, we have set this level here. So this was my expectation again, right? So we have these levels here. When we had this break, it was basically waiting until we were here at this level, 0.11 for Crow Bitcoin. And the question is, will we drop even lower? Will we drop even lower? Right now, we started the stream by talking about the, what is it again called? The Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, we talked a bit about the Bitcoin dominance, and there we did see that the Bitcoin dominance was also going up a bit more. But I think we saw the resistance levels there. I think that Bitcoin dominance will top out soon. So this can potentially be the end. This can be the end for Crow Bitcoin. But we can also drop one level lower. We can drop one level lower. And that's a big drop. That's a big drop. We're talking about, what is this? 20%. 20%. That would be a big drop. Potentially that could still happen. In general, I'm quite bullish for Crow US dollar. I am quite bullish for Crow US dollar. But I've always been very cautious about the Crow Bitcoin valuation. You can look back at my previous videos, but this is the only thing which I've always been afraid about. Right now though, this might be the end. This might be the definite end. But yeah, it's getting very cheap though in Bitcoin valuation terms, guys. It's getting very, very cheap. So am I getting bullish? Not yet. I need to see a confirmation. I need to see confirmation above this level here, the yellow one. And then I will actually see if I will get some more Bitcoin myself, or will sell my Bitcoin to actually get myself some CRO. Question by Andrew. Also to the chat. Anyone still stakes Crow on the Cronos POS chain? Just curious if they have plans to eventually get rid of Crow POS chain. I believe Cronos has 3 or 4 chains by now. Yeah, you're exactly right, Andrew. Currently, Cronos has Cronos POS, they have Cronos EVM, and also Cronos ZK EVM. So 3 chains. Will they get rid of Cronos POS? I do not think so. Right now, it's their cheapest chain. So if you do a transaction on Cronos POS, it will only cost you 0.0002 Pro. It's really, really cheap. I personally do not stake there anymore. I actually put it all on ZK EVM. I'm sorry. Well, on ZK EVM, you will get the yield baked into the token. So I'm quite bullish about ZK Crow. But still, the Cronos POS is a great option if you actually want to use the DeFi wallet, because it is quite easy to actually stake there as well. Will they get rid of it? I don't think so. I think they use it right now to power the NFT section of crypto.com. So if you buy an NFT on crypto.com, it will actually trigger a transaction on chain. So that's also how you can see who's the current owner of the NFT. So currently, it's really a part of the infrastructure of the Cronos NFT marketplace because it's so cheap. It doesn't really matter, guys, if you use a server or if you use a blockchain, if the blockchain is so freaking cheap. But if anyone else is still using Cronos POS, guys, please share. Do you use it? Do you trade on Cronos POS? Do you hold something there? Personally, I gifted my father for Father's Day. I gifted him a bit of Crow on Cronos POS because it was the cheapest way to actually get him a bit of Crow, because the transaction is so cheap. Talking, by the way, about transactions, let's talk a bit more about this. Cronos ZK EVM, we quickly mentioned it already. But currently they have a volume of about 150k, which is not a lot. Though. I do want to share this though. So I don't know, not everyone is a fan of Cronos ZK EVM, but there are quite some opportunities there. For example, right now, it's not really that different, but currently Cronos is trading for about 7.815 cents on Cronos ZK EVM. And this, guys, is cheaper. It's cheaper than what you pay on the exchange. So if you go back to Cronos US dollar, currently, if you go to Cronos, the exchange, you pay, it's hard to see, but you pay 0.868. So there is a small difference between what you pay on chain for Cronos and what you pay in the exchange. And a few days back, guys, the difference was about 0.002. So I made use of that. There was an arbitrage opportunity. So I bought Crow on chain and I sold it on the exchange for more. And I could repeat that on and on and on. But after a while, the price will stabilize and it will be exactly the same as what you can get on the exchange. But right now, guys, the cheapest way to get Crow is by going to, well, ZK EVM. I think that price bots are not that up and running yet. So if you want to get Crow for the cheap, you might want to use this. Okay. Interesting, though. What else do we have, though? I wanted to quickly mention this as well. So we do have the ZK EVM chain. Volume is dropping. It's not that high right now, but it is also weekend trading. We do also have some gainers right now. The H2 token is doing quite well on ZK EVM, which is the biggest DEX. I also made a tweet about this one specifically, about the H2 token. So if you want to get in, check out the tweet. It's at @thecoinbaron on X as well. And we do have an answer from Ron coming in right now. So Ron is using the POS. It's easy and cheap to use with the Ledger and the Keystone wallet. I keep hearing about the Keystone wallet, Ron. I actually want to get one myself for Christmas, or Mrs. Coinbaroness, if you're listening, I want a Keystone wallet. John is also using the POS chain. Mr. Big Fat Juju, good evening to you, Mr. as well. John uses the POS on Ledger as well. So Ledger is popular in the community, guys. Very popular. I thought you can actually use third-party wallets with the Ledger. The Ledger can actually interact with the DeFi wallet, so that's quite interesting to see. So how about my trade here? Hey, my trade is going up. My trade is going up right now. That's interesting. We're still in a loss. I think I may actually keep on to this little trade. Let's see next week how far we got. Let's go talk a bit more about Bitcoin though, guys, because honestly, it's all about Bitcoin. That's the honest answer. We can talk a lot about Cronos, and I think we're gonna break this 8-cent level. That's, I think, a no-brainer. Definitely no-brainer. But it all is about Bitcoin right now. So the weekly close. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin will close potentially very high. Gonna have a very high weekly close. Let's go to Bitstamp here. Fine. So here we see, again, these are the ranges. These are the ranges on the weekly. And for the first time, we were very close to the previous high we set. But the interesting fact here is that the last time we closed, that was at 68 exactly, or 68 2025. Right now, we're a bit higher. So I do hope, guys, that we will close this week higher than the previous one. That is going to be a very interesting fact here. So if this is going to be lower than this, that's going to be a very interesting fact. That means we really set a higher high. Or higher low. Yeah, higher low. Because this is of course still a bit higher. This is about 70k. 70k is going to be the real challenge here. 70k is going to be the real challenge. I'm not making profit yet, Andrew. I'm not making profit yet. I'm making profit mainly with Crow. Just stay Crow. Stay Crow, earn more Crow. I think that's the best one right now. Oh yeah, of course I did make some profit with this. This was quite crazy. The crow arbitrage. Still, it's an opportunity. However, the fees, of course, you have to pay some fees if you want to trade on the exchange as well. So with all the exchange fees as well counted, it's a bit It's not worth it right now, but it was definitely worth it a few days earlier. So if you can just check out what's happening on ZK-EVM, it might be worth it for you as well. Even ETH, I think I saw ETH was a lot more expensive on the exchange than on ZK-EVM. Anyways, Bitcoin is going up. Of course, guys, I always check the prices when I go to bed and when I go to sleep and when I wake up. But the question, of course, is will it be this green when I wake up? I think so. I think we'll have a very great weekly close. I think we will close above the previous high here. So that's going to be a very good week. Next week, though, what will we see next week? I think it will be a battle for the 70k level. 70k, that's going to be very important. So let me draw this line here. Let me draw this line. 70k is going to be the most important level that we need to test. So I don't know if we'll get another candle like this. If we might see that, that's going to be very bullish, but I don't think it will be that easy. It might be that we have to wait until we see the election, guys. Until we see the election results. Question here from McKay. Hey, when will you have the nice asset watch in your background? I have this one. Hard to see. Can I zoom in? No, it's not a zoom. Nope, I can't do a zoom. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. Maybe it's Christmas, McKay. Maybe it's Christmas. If you guys haven't heard, the asset watch is a counter, really. It's a counter for stocks, for crypto. And it's pretty cool. It's a really big one. I think made of wood, oak, or anything you like. So it's really premium to wake up to. Anyway, so this is going to be interesting, guys. I still think Bitcoin is going to close this week green. Next week is going to be the real question, the real deal. I think right now we did show we escaped the pattern we set. We did escape the pattern. We also retested it. So honestly, I would say from a textbook example, textbook TA, this is great. This is absolutely great. The target is clear, guys. The target is clear. 120k for Bitcoin, because we have to take a look at this on the whole scale. Of course, this is the cup and pattern, the cup and handle pattern. So honestly, it's more the question when, and that's the hard part about TA. We cannot always predict when. Mikado says it's made out of wood, the whole thing. And if Trump wins, Bitcoin goes instantly to 85k. Interesting though. Why 85? Why not higher? Why not 100k, McKay? I think an actual election result with Bitcoin winning, for some reason in my mind, it's more bullish than what Harris will do when she wins. We'll see though. We'll see. Oh, well, I won't see. I'm in Cuba and we might not have power. So guys, just a quick reminder here. Don't forget to strap in, hit the like button. In about 2 weeks, I will be off for 2 weeks because I'm in Cuba, no internet. I will try to maybe send a tweet every now and then if I get internet. I might have to bring a Starlink. Does anyone of you have a Starlink? I'm just curious about the actual utility. Is it as fast as Mr. Elon says? I don't need it. I have fiber here, but you know, just curious. Okay, Mikhail thinks there will be some sell pressure as well. We can also take a look at the MPRV score for Bitcoin, or what we can do, we can take a look at the it's not the magnet, it's the I forgot how it's called. We can add it quickly. It's an indicator. I lost the name. Basically, we can check where the sell pressure is at. I will take a look at it later, guys. But basically, what's happening is that at 85k, That is really where the most longs and the most shorts are set. So people are really divided about, you know, 85k. Whenever we cross 85k, we'll see that suddenly moves are possible. Moves about 2k. Dropping back to 65 or going to about 70. But that's going to be very interesting. Cronos is still in the waiting mode. Cronos is in the waiting mode. I'm fine though stacking Cronos on the cheap right now. Honestly, I think everyone here should be very glad that still Cronos is this cheap. And I think we have to thank Gary Gensler for that. We have to thank Gary Gensler for that, because honestly, whenever I do a DCA, and soon we will have another time to buy video coming up as well, so stay tuned. But every time I can DCA at these very low prices, 7 cents, guys, is unheard of. I think my average, that's the unfortunate truth, but my average for Crow is still about 10 cents. 10 cents for Crow. So everything below that, it's a steal. And also from the, what is it called? From the rainbow chart I made. I think every buy in the green range up until 13 cents, it's a great deal. It's a great deal. Yeah, Cronos is a steal right now. Oh, berries, still at 50 megabytes. 50 megabytes per second. Is that fiber or cable, or what kind of internet are you talking about? Guys, always DCA in at these low prices. Think about a strategy though. Think about a strategy. This is my double DCA zone. Double DCA. Here I start to diversify a bit. Go a bit into more stocks, go safe, or do anything else. Here, you know, it's time to stop DCAing. And I will warn you guys, so make sure you stay tuned. Strap in, and I will warn you when Cronos is getting to the danger zone. I will warn you. Ah, okay. Good to see you guys all DCAing in though. Good to see you guys DCAing in. Yeah, the rainbow chart is really helpful, guys. It's based on the logarithmic chart. It's based on historic resistance levels. So I think it's going to be interesting this cycle. It's not proven yet. It's not proven for Crow. It is proven as a concept though for Bitcoin, for Ethereum. And no one is talking about the Cronos one yet. It's only one cycle old, so again, it's a bit experimental, but I think it will work. So far, it has worked already. I can show it once more. For example, here, it showed me support, so that was a buy. That was a buy for me. Here, it was support as well, and I think, guys, it will be support here as well in a few weeks. And the same thing here, by the way, as well. Resistance and these dotted lines. Resistance or support at these dotted lines. So normally, guys, I will say, whenever I take a look at resistance levels, this is going to be a resistance level at the dotted line. This one as well. This one as well. All these big fat lines are going to be resistance. So I think, guys, the logarithmic one is very useful. Logarithmic rainbow, you can do your own research, and it is useful. I use the CRO dust conversion a lot for daily DCA. Ah, so what kind of dust do you get? Like, do you trade Bitcoin? Do you trade Ethereum? What kind of trades do you do, Jimmy? It's like the telephone cable thing that goes through the wall, but I have no way to upgrade it right now. And it's only $10 a month? $10 a month, guys. Jeez. I pay a lot more for internet. Jesus Christ. I'm jealous. I'm jealous, very. Especially because it's acceptable, right? I mean, if it does its thing. So last bull, Crow put a top after the Bitcoin dump. Maybe this will be the same this time. I think it wasn't actually that much after the second all-time high for Bitcoin. It started dumping just a little bit, but not. I think Bitcoin was still above 60k. So what do you need? Cronos does need Bitcoin to be high, but not at its peak. Doesn't need to be at its peak anymore. Cronos will peak after Bitcoin. That's fine. That's fine. Just make sure, guys, you know when to sell, when to take profit. That's also how I like to end, guys, this stream. Quick check on our Bitcoin. No, that was not a good idea, guys. Not a good idea to actually long Bitcoin here. 11-cent loss. Not too bad, but a 10x. A bad 10x long here. Glad that was only $10. Let's check in about a week's time, guys. I think we might be close to about 70k. I think we might be close to about 70k for Bitcoin. That's at least my guess. So let's make sure we check in next week, guys. We strap in. I wish you a very great week ahead. Enjoy. Make sure you get your fiat. Make sure you start pumping your bags, because soon we'll all be very happy, I think, with the CRO price, Bitcoin price, and everything. Anyways, guys, have a good one. See you next week. Thanks, Varys. Thanks, Andrew. And financial freedom. Keep confidence, man. Keep confidence.